Thanks for watching the Fumble. The most dominant female athlete in the world. Who's the first person that comes to your mind? Most likely it's Serena Williams. Then again, she's one of the most dominant athletes in the world, period. Gender aside. Today we're going to take a look at her journey to the top. It all started September 26, 1981 in Michigan. Serena is the youngest of 5 sisters. As many of you know, her sister Venus is also a tennis legend. Serena's father, Richard Williams, had an appreciation for the sport of tennis and wanted to see his youngest daughters play it. When Serena was just 3 years old, her father would take her to a tennis court near their home in Compton, California, and practice with her for 2 hours a day. Yes, you heard that correctly. When she was just 3 years old, she began spending so much time with the craft, she was bound to master it if she continued down that path. Now, the fact that the family relocated to Compton, California was no coincidence. Her father wanted his daughters to see what life could look like if they didn't stay on the straight and narrow and finish their education. By 1991, Serena was 46-3 on the Junior United States Tennis Association Tour and ranked first in the 10 and under division. Her father sensed that she and her sister Venus might actually be able to go pro and wanted to make sure they got the best training. So, the family relocated again to Florida to work with the top tennis coaches. By 1995, Serena went pro. 2 years later, she was already number 99 in world rankings, up from number 304 just 1 year prior. A year later, she graduated high school and signed a $12 million shoe deal with Puma. Not a bad graduation gift. In 1999, she beat out her sister Venus in their race for the first to bring home a Grand Slam title when she won her first of many US Open titles. At the same time, Serena and Venus's sense of celebrity began to grow. They began changing the look of tennis. Their sheer power and athletic ability was overwhelming to their opponents, and their style and presence alone made them stand out on the court. In 2002, Serena won the French Open, the US Open, and the Wimbledon, defeating her own sister in the finals of each tournament. In 2003, she won her first Australian Open, making her one of only 6 women in the Open era to complete a career Grand Slam. The win also fulfilled her dream of holding all 4 major titles simultaneously to comprise what she dubbed the Serena Slam. As with every other GOAT, Serena's career isn't one without bumps and bruises. In August of 2003, she underwent knee surgery, and a month after that, her half-sister was murdered in Los Angeles. Over the next 3 years, she continued to be plagued with injuries and seemed burnt out with a lack of motivation to compete at the same level she once did. Her tennis ranking dropped to number 139. But, like a true champion, she gave herself the time she needed, picked herself back up, and by 2008, she began winning at the level we were used to seeing. She won the US Open and teamed with Venus to capture a second women's doubles Olympic gold medal at the Beijing Games. In 2009, Serena was totally back. She released her autobiography, Queen of the Court. She won both the 2009 Australian Open singles for the 4th time and Wimbledon 2009 singles for the 3rd time. She also won the doubles matches at both the Australian Open and Wimbledon that year. And as such, she was back on top in her world tennis ranking as well. Just when things were finally going smoothly, conflict came. In September of 2009, Serena made headlines for blasting a lineswoman for a foot fault called near the end of a semifinal at the US Open. According to the lineswoman, Serena allegedly threatened her life. Serena denied threatening the woman. However, the incident did not go over well with the public or the US Tennis Association, which fined her $10,000 on the spot. 2 months later, she was placed on a 2-year probation and fined another $82,000 to the Grand Slam committee. That was the largest punishment ever given to a tennis player at the time. In 2010, Serena was doing her best to move past the incident. She won the Australian Open singles and doubles matches, as well as her 4th Wimbledon singles championship. In 2011, Serena suffered a series of health scares, including a blood clot in her lung, which many thought would cause her to retire. But no, as she had done many times in her career at this point, she picked herself back up and stayed in the game, only to continue dominating. In 2012, she claimed her 5th Wimbledon singles title and first major championship in 2 years. In a post-Wimbledon interview with ESPN, she was asked whether she thought she could top the win, and she answered, "Are you kidding? the 2012 US Open, the Australian Open, the French Open, and Wimbledon 2013. Spoken like a true champ. In the 2012 Olympic Games, she took home her first gold medal in women's singles and her fourth overall Olympic gold medal by teaming with Venus in a doubles match. In June 2013, Serena took her second French Open title as well as her 16th Grand Slam singles title. 1 month later, she competed at Wimbledon where she lost in the fourth round to Germany's Sabine Lisicki, the number 23 seed. Her career best 34 match winning streak was over. In 2014, Serena clinched her third straight and sixth overall US Open singles title. Her winning carried into the new year. She beat Maria Sharapova to claim the 2015 Australian Open Championship. At the French Open in June, she managed to overcome an illness to win the tournament for the third time and claim her 20th Grand Slam singles title. Seeking to add to her hardware collection that summer, Serena overcame Venus to advance past the fourth round at Wimbledon. A few days later, she claimed her second career Serena Slam and became the oldest Grand Slam singles champion in the Open era. At the 2016 Summer Olympics in Rio, Serena and Venus experienced a shocking upset when they were bounced out of the first round of women's doubles. The Williams sisters had originally been seeded as number 1, had an Olympic record of 15-0, and had won gold 3 times previously. Later that year at the US Open, Serena suffered another surprising defeat in the semifinal match. With the loss, she gave up her number 1 ranking, which she held for 186 weeks. But don't worry, as always, she came back. And not only did she come back, she made history. She won her 23rd Grand Slam title after defeating her sister Venus. With her 23rd win, she surpassed Steffi Graf's record and recaptured the world number 1 ranking. Serena's played it smart throughout her entire career and expanded her brand into film, television, and fashion. People magazine selected her as one of its 25 most intriguing people. Essence magazine called her one of the country's 50 most inspiring African Americans. Serena and her sister Venus also purchased shares of the Miami Dolphins to become the first African American women to own part of an NFL team. After all of life's ups and downs, this queen got her fairy tale ending. In December 2016, Williams became engaged to Reddit co-founder Alexis Ohanian. And in April of 2017, they announced they're expecting their first baby. Serena Williams is not only the greatest tennis player of all time, she is one of the most dominant athletes in all of sports history. For all things sports, subscribe before you go. Click that Fumble logo right there, and I'll see you soon.